I made this entire video because of a meme. Dinosaurs led to the evolution of chickens, and then we take the chickens to be made into chicken nuggets, and then back into dinosaur form. A trace of the true self can exist within the false self. You take a bottom layer of the past and you bend and alienate it to an object, to something unfamiliar, and you re-mean that false self to what makes sense to what was before, the true self. And chicken nuggets have been depicted as goop in popular culture. Because of this industrialization of food, we don't even make sense of such a fundamental aspect of human life, and that's eating. When you find something that is so separated from what is real, you can choose two paths. You choose to mourn what is real and just accept it, or you could add your own meaning to it. You add your own definition. Dino Nuggies lean into a new meaning while simultaneously ignoring its artificiality. Dino Nuggets connect dinosaurs as a symbol of childhood joy, so we can choose to ignore the horrors of what chicken nuggets truly are. I don't know where I'm going with this. Actually, I do. Ketchup packets.
A new ketchup packet called the Dip and Squeeze, and this redesigned ketchup container does everything its name implies. From one end, the lid can be peeled back for dipping, while the other end allows the ketchup to be squeezed out in a bottle-like fashion.
So complementary to chicken nuggets, you have this ketchup packet, and it's revolutionary. The dip and squeeze. And modernism in design, its philosophy was that form had to follow function, but in this sense, the form follows familiarity. This packet has absolutely no reason to be shaped like a ketchup bottle. It's much easier and cheaper to produce the regular pack. Yet, designers have tried so hard to retain the shape of a ketchup bottle just for pure representation and branding. And to me, this is a decision for fun. And ketchup itself is the product or representation of tomatoes. It's a representation of a true self, and that's the tomato. Now, ketchup packets and chicken nuggets challenge conventional notions of food, or processed foods can make something so contrived. It is design and marketing that brings that human context and that meaning back. And there comes to a point where fun and eccentricism is a human need and context that you need to design for. I mentioned modernism earlier, and it doesn't mean current or modern times. It refers to the era and thought in design, post-World War II. And modernist architecture, you can think of buildings like this. These are equivalent to the original ketchup packet design and are more utilitarian. And there was this necessity after the war where materials were more scarce and old ideas were thought of something archaic and even a detriment to the human condition. Now, postmodernism is a reaction against that. It's making architecture fun, meaningful, and allowing this adornment and symbolism and playfulness. And you could see it in the M2 building in Japan, where style elements are blown out of proportion and its original usage. So the use of columns in architecture in history was to support structures and roofs, but the support itself is the focal point of this design. Or you take the Kindergarten die Katz in Germany, which is a school shaped like a cat. So you enter through its mouth and you can exit the building via its tail, which is actually just a slide. And this is the exact reason why I love postmodernism. Am I crazy? Yeah! Like, this stuff is worth talking about. We still see this with minimalism and maximalism. Instead of saying less is more, there was an architect named Robert Venturi, and he loved postmodernism. He said that less is a bore. And with the context of modern times, we want out with this minimalism en masse, where maximalism and eccentric designs are back. We have people, especially Gen Z, that are fighting for tangible, material things. I don't like advocating for capitalism, but I have to say, design is so intertwined. And design is this tool for creating meaning. We can choose and own personal objects, but the reason of being and the depth of why they exist in this way are unseen. And I take a moment and reflect, and even when you enter your false self, your false era, your true self still remains. So go out there and find a trace of your true self. Jeez, I'm looking outside and I've been filming this video for so long. Like I'm writing this video as I'm as I'm filming it, so I'm just trying it out, but here's a bonus clip.
Last summer, I went on a date with a girl who worked at Kraft Heinz. After her first embrace, I thought she were mine. She never told me she was moving to Missouri, leaving me with nothing but misery.